Have a seat.
Thanks.
Are you comfortable with the door closed?
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Just one thing before we start, I wanted to remind you that sometimes I jot some stuff down,
Okay.
and that's really just because it helps me remember things. It's nothing mysterious, and that I'm not openly willing to share with you if you get overly curious about what I may write.
Okay.
Okay? So, it's been right at a week since you were here last, and that was our first session with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked a little bit about what psychotherapy is, and counseling, and what it can do and what it can help. And you told me a little bit about why you're here, and that's where I'd like to continue.
Okay.
What's been going on in your life lately, and just start wherever you'd like.
Well, I just have a lot going on right now. Family issues, boyfriend issues, school issues, work issues. It's just like everything's piling up on once, and I'm just starting to get overwhelmed. And I guess some of it's kind of like normal life stuff that people deal with all the time. But I worry about this and I worry about that, and it just gets me really overwhelmed, and I don't know how to handle it sometimes. I don't know what to do.
So I see. So you're juggling a lot of things at one time, and you're not sure if it's quote normal
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah. I mean, because not everybody, but lots of people have boyfriend issues, and they're going to school and working, have all these things, but I don't feel like they're getting overwhelmed, and I feel like on the inside I'm just like screaming for somebody to help me, because I just feel like everybody else is, happy and smiling every day.
You've said the word issues quite a few times. What do you mean when you say issues?
Well, I mean, my dad and I don't get along that well. We just have arguments over the smallest things. He just annoys me sometimes, and then I get frustrated. But I think I get more frustrated because of other things going on in my life that are stressful. Just with going to school and having homework to do and having to go to work and be that professional in that role. But then also I have to go home and be a daughter, and then so it'll just be like small arguments over things. Like that's what I mean by issues, not just arguing. And same thing with the boyfriend, just the stress of a relationship and arguing about, did you buy this at the store, kind of stuff.
I see. You said you go home and you have to be a daughter. Who else is in the home? Just you and your dad, or?
No, it's me and my dad and my mom. And I just stay with them sometimes, mainly during the week, and then on the weekend I stay with my boyfriend.
Okay.
So, but it's just, maybe that has something to do with it too, just being in the home and trying to have my own life too. It's just getting overwhelming and stressful, trying to live under their roof and do my own thing as well.
So, you're having to perform multiple roles in multiple environments, and that's very stressful and overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming, to the point where sometimes I don't want to wake up, and deal with it.
You say you don't want to wake up. Do you wish you weren't alive?
No, I don't wish that I wasn't alive, but sometimes, like I said, I see people walking around smiling. Sometimes I'd rather be in their shoes. Not, I don't want to be dead, but just to have an easier life would be nice.
I see. And earlier you commented on observing other people and how they seem to be able to handle the stress and issues in their life with a smile on their face. And again, you gave your perception of other people and how they seem to have it easier than you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like their life is easier, or they're better at handling what's going on in their life?
I guess I feel like they're better at handling what's going on because, I mean, yeah, some of my issues seem like tons of people are dealing with them, but it's a lot more overwhelming for me.
So may I ask, how do you prefer to handle stress and a sense of being overwhelmed?
Well, lately, nothing. I just go through it and then sleep and get up the next day and do it all over again.
Okay.
But I used to, like, run and work out, but with everything else going on, I felt too overwhelmed to be doing those things. Like, it's just something else I have to do.
Okay. So, things you've done in the past to help, I use the word cope. Do you know what I mean when I say cope?
Like, to make how I handle it, to get me through it.
To deal with, basically, or handle it. And in the past, you've done things like run, exercise, but now those seem to be just more of a burden.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, that on top of everything else I have to do today. I'd rather just sleep.
Do you think or feel like when you were able to exercise and use some coping mechanisms, that your life was less hectic? Or did you have many issues as you put them going on then too?
I guess I've never really thought about it that way. I guess I had things going on, but I think like my workload got higher, and that's why it's just getting to be too much for me. I used to be able to deal with what was going on then, but then as the workload got higher and higher, my stress level just went up.
Do you mind if I ask what you do for work?
I'm a teacher.
Okay.
And I teach, well, it's kind of weird there because it's a small school, so sometimes they have us switching our roles, which that gets frustrating too. But right now I teach 6th grade English. So sometimes they're difficult to handle, but I like it.
And again, there's a role and environment that is stressful as well.
Yeah, and that's a role that's where I have young people's lives at my fingertips, or I have to be the person teaching them things. So
you have a big responsibility in that role.
Yeah.
I see. Is there anything that you could do as far as coping or dealing with stress that wouldn't cause more stress?
I don't know. I guess it's just like the anxiety and the stress that I have is making it difficult. I can't think of anything that I could do. I guess maybe I could try to incorporate, maybe not like, okay, say I'm going to go to the gym for an hour or run like I used to, but maybe on my lunch break or something, taking a walk outside, kind of de-stress a little bit while I'm there.
Okay. So you'd be willing to try some of the old things you've done and see if they do actually cause more stress?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it, because I just have thought that they would create more stress, but I've never actually done something to see if it would cause stress. I just automatically assume that it would, so why bother with it? But that's a good way to look at it.
And you've just identified that sometimes you think things that may not be true.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's true.
Now tell me again, I'm going to call it a goal
Okay.
or an objective. Do you prefer either any specific term?
Goal.
Goal.
Objective just sounds like more work.
I see. Okay. Well, your goal is going to be to try to exercise during lunch.
Yeah.
How long is lunch?
An hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
How much time of that hour do you think you're willing to commit to exercising?
I think like 45 minutes. I could grab lunch and just walk. I mean, like have a sandwich and eat while I walk or something outside.
Oh, so you would walk outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many days a week are you willing to do that?
I guess I didn't think that far into it either. And maybe I could try like twice a week and see if that is too much for me to handle.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Okay. Do you think you'll be able to? What I would like to do is if you're willing for you to try those things, and then if there's nothing else pressing or that you'd like to discuss next week, I'd like to start with how that went for you. Do you think you'll be able to remember that, or do you remember things, writing things down like I do, or?
I think both, but I think I'll remember. So, but that's something that I need to do because I have so much on my mind that that's the only thing that's the only positive thing I feel like that won't cause me more stress. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'm still trying to figure that part out. But I'm willing to try.
And so you're not sure if this will work. You think you may still be stressed, but it couldn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I guess I can't. I mean, I'm already down low, so how much worse could it get? So I guess it could only go up.
Well, I look forward to hearing how that goes for you, and I will see you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Is that 10 minutes?
13.
Oh my